Welcome to Stripes and Stories, a show about life as a Pryor Tiger. I'm your host, Tina James. Today we're visiting with Laura Holloway, and she's the Afterschool Director here at Pryor Public Schools. I'm glad that you wanted to sit down and talk to us a little bit about your program today. Describe what the Afterschool program is here at Pryor.
So the after-school program is a 3-day-a-week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, from 3:30 to 5:30, free to all of our students, 3rd through 5th grade, 6th through 8th grade, and now we're into the high school for some 10th through 12th grade clubs. And we provide transportation to our clubs, and then our parents will pick their students up where we're located with the club that their child is in.
Did I understand you correctly, Laura, that the after-school program is free for parents?
Yes, it's a free program for their students to be in for a couple extra hours, 3 days a week, and they're provided a snack and some outside time, and then we're in our clubs depending on what they've chosen to be in.
Okay. Are there any additional expenses that parents need to be aware of, like, I don't know, supplies, things that the students have to have?
No, that's what makes it so unique is we provide everything that a student would need. They just have to show up.
That sounds like a really good opportunity for our Pryor students. How did you get involved in this program?
I have been in education most of my career, and I stepped away for a few years to run the Pryor Creek Recreation Center. And I was still working part-time with the school with Mr. Raleigh at that time on health and wellness, and we were partnered together in some things. And we just had a conversation one day, and he told me that he would like to start an after-school program and would like for me to be involved in that. And so that's where it all started.
What was your inspiration to set this program up?
I just kind of resorted back to being a child in some ways, even though our opportunities are all the way for high school kids. It's just going back and thinking about just what you do. And then there's so many more opportunities now for our students than we had back, 20, 30 years ago. I just wanted to be able to give those opportunities, let our kids explore some of those. And that's kind of how the vision for me came about.
Okay, so maybe we can kind of paint a picture of this for our listeners today. Can you talk to us about some of the different types of clubs that students can get involved in?
Sure. We do a lot of art. Art is one, and when I say art, all different types of art. It's one of our favorite things for our students to do. We do acting. We do different types of music. We do horseback riding. We do an outdoor education club. We do gaming, esports, Dungeons and Dragons. We partner with the city's animal shelter. We're going there and walking dogs and taking care of the cats. We do all different types of sports: wrestling, tennis, basketball, soccer, football, swimming, crocheting, sewing, drones, chess, Legos, martial arts.
Okay. So how do rotations work for the after-school program?
So our rotations usually run in about 2-month cycles, like a September, October, and then a November, December, and January, February, and March and April. And each rotation, we offer different clubs. We keep some clubs all the time because they're so popular. We never stop those clubs, but we try to add new ones each rotation so that our students can try some different things. So they run in 2-month cycles.
Okay. And I heard you say something about a new club that has to do with the animal shelter. Do we want to talk about that for just a little bit?
Sure. Yes. That's one that I've kind of had in the back of my mind. And these clubs I get them in my mind, and then I have to figure out how they'll work with our community. And so I went out and visited with the ladies at the animal shelter, and that the animal shelter is basically ran by our police department. And so went out and visited with those ladies, and I said, hey, we've got kids that are interested. the kids are the ones that have given the idea for this club. Would you guys be open to us coming out here with 8 to 10 kids? And what would that look like? And so we talked about it. And yes, we've just started that club. And actually, we have a waiting list to go back to that club. So after our first couple of days, it's been very, very successful.
That's wonderful. And then I understand that there's something kind of new happening at the high school as well.
So we added a Tiger, it's called Tiger Rock, and we go to K&J, a music studio here in town. And they are offered the opportunity to learn a couple of different types of guitar, keyboarding, drumming, drums, and they can try each of those. And the goal is for the students that are there that they put all that together in a rotation and they're able to perform like a band. So it's really a cool concept. And Kyle Garrett, who runs the studio, has a passion for sharing music. It's another great outlet for our kids that are exploring music and want that opportunity.
So this is a variety of programs that are available to the students. And it really doesn't sound like it's the continuation of the usual school day either. It sounds like it differs. Can you give us some examples of how that learning environment in the after-school program differs from the traditional classroom?
So I really wanted it to be totally different than their school day. I wanted them to get away from being at a desk and having to be still, and I wanted them to be able to not be judged on whether they're the best student in the classroom or struggle in some areas, whatever that looks like. It's real important that they pick what they want to go, get the opportunity to do. So you get more buy-in if they picked it. And just being able to go and try new things at no judgment, just being able to do that. And also, it's an early time in their educational opportunities to get to know kids at the other schools before they come together in middle school, because we mix all of our elementary kids together. And so it's an opportunity to get to know their classmates before they go to junior high or middle school.
Do you feel like that eases the transition for the kids from the elementary environment to the middle school environment, and because they've made those connections?
I think it does, and it also gives some of our students opportunities that maybe go to Lincoln and they're bused to Roosevelt to do a club, or they're bused somewhere else in our community, so they get to see the different parts of our community. So I think that's kind of unique also, because we go so many different places.
That is an interesting point that I hadn't really thought about. You brought up community. What type of connections do you have to have within the community?
So you just need to know what our community offers, what kind of opportunities there are, such as a flower shop, maybe doing something. We go to Studio Bloom and do a flower club there, which is awesome. We go to the skating ring. We've used the gymnastics facility. We go to New Life Ranch and do several clubs out there. So just knowing really what there is in the community, and it also helps me. As we grow, if our community, as it grows, I have the opportunity to go out and continue searching for new things that might be happening. And we really want to support our community because they support us.
Tell us a little bit about how a person could get involved with the after-school program, or what opportunities there are there for the community.
So we have job opportunities. If you're someone in our community that you offer a skill set that's unique, or you think it would have interest, or you're not even really sure, but you'd like to visit with me about that, that's really how it starts on my end. I get curious about things. And so I go and talk to the people that I know would have background in that, and we talk about it. We talk about whether they would want to be hired, what that looks like in what they do, their day, and if that could be fit in, if they want to be hired as an employee, or they just want to give some of their time back, whether it's a week or 2 weeks. If you have something that you would like a child to have an opportunity, when I say child, I mean third grade through high school. If you think it's something they would be interested in, I would love to have a conversation with you about that.
What do you think are some of the biggest takeaways for the students that do participate in? Now, I know that we've talked about helping them know the community and ease their transition from elementary to middle. And I think I heard you say that we have high school clubs now. So maybe that applies as well, from going from middle to high. But what are some other big takeaways for the students?
So hopefully they get a sense of belonging and they learn to connect with people that maybe have the same interests as them. Their social skills hopefully will improve. They're going to develop some interests that they really didn't even maybe necessarily know they had. They're going to meet kids that have different backgrounds, and hopefully maybe get them on a path sooner than later of things that they've dreamed about doing or things that they might want to do one day.
So let's talk for a little bit about your future goals for the program. What are you thinking about in the future for the after school?
The future goals are I think they're unlimited. And that's kind of how this club's evolved. We're 8 years into this club, and it evolved with just 3rd through 5th grade. And then the last 3 to 4 years, we've moved into the middle school. We offer more clubs now than we ever have. Now we're moving into the high school. And so I think it's evolving all the time. As long as there's things to explore, I think it has so much potential.
Is there anything else that you'd like to get into today?
No, I really would like for parents to be aware of this opportunity because sometimes I'm amazed in conversations I have daily that people they don't know that we have this after school program. So I guess I would just like for people to talk and, communicate with each other and let them know that if their child is having to go home and be by themselves, or if they want their child to have an opportunity that they would maybe not normally get, this is just the best place for them to be, because our sole purpose is to just be totally engaged with our kids from 3:30 to 5:30, just immerse ourselves in what we're doing. And hopefully it's as fun. And what I see is it's as fun for our adults as it is for our kids, and they can kind of resort. And it's really cool to see our people, our staff interacting with our students, whether it's on the middle school level, high school level, or that 3rd to 5th grade level. And I think that's what I see is they're engaging with our students. And that's what we're asking them to do.
So it's all about relationships.
It's totally about relationships, because the after school club may be the only reason that some kids want to come to school. I feel like we're blessed enough to have enough staff that we can be very engaging in our kids, and that kids do feel like they're being heard, whether it's a walk around the playground during our outdoor time and just talking about their day or whatever. They really feel like someone is listening, because I realize every day that teachers and our paras and our secretaries and everybody, it's busy. It's crazy. It's busy. There's a lot of things happening. Sometimes you don't get to have those conversations. And I think that's really important in our after school program.
Those conversations where students and adults get that chance to connect, and the sense of belonging you were talking about earlier develops, that could give a child the confidence to feel more comfortable at their regular school day as well. So that's just definitely a win-win situation.
Yes.
Yeah. So Laura, if you have some people in the community that would like to get in touch with you, what's the best way to connect?
So probably email, and my email contact is hollowayl@pryorschools.org, and just reach out to me and tell me that you'd like to talk, and I'd love to meet with you and sit down. And I love sharing what we do because it is unique, and I love talking to people, because that's how I get creative, is when I get to talk to different people. And, there's just so many things out there, and I want to pull everything I possibly can in this whole county that we could be a part of or, try. So just a conversation.
Well, thank you, Laura, so much for visiting with us today about the after school program. And If you're a parent and you're interested in learning a little bit more about the after-school program at Pryor Public Schools, please visit our website, pryorschools.org, and under Quick Links, you'll see a link to the after-school program. There's a description on that page of the current clubs that are available, and then usually Laura, is it about 2 weeks or a week before the next rotation begins, we post an updated list?
Usually about 2 weeks before we start.
Tiger families, we hope we've been able to give you some important information about our Tiger Pride after-school program. Join us next time.